Hi guys, it is Technique Tuesday. So every Tuesday from here on out, I'm going to be giving you a video about a topic regarding dance technique. In case you're a little confused on what that word technique means, I'm going to read you a definition. Technique is a way of carrying out a particular task, especially the execution or performance of an artistic work. So dance is an example of an artistic work, right? So dance technique is that particular movements that make the dancer the best that they can be, right? So like pointing our toes, standing up tall, making sure our arms are long, right? Engaging our core, straightening our legs. Those are some examples of things that make up dance technique. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about every Tuesday from here on out. Let's get started with this week's topic. So this week's topic is posture. Posture, by definition, is the position in which someone holds their body when standing or sitting. So when your mom fusses at you for hunching over like this, sit up straight. It's not good for your back, right? That's your posture, that way that you hold yourself all the time. So in a ballet class or in dance, you might hear me say, shoulders back, tuck your stomach under, right? Those things are all part of posture. So we're talking about good dance posture. That's our topic of conversation for this week. So good dance posture is that shoulders back, stomach in, core engaged, right? We don't want anything too arched, right? We don't want that arched back. We don't want anything too hunched over. We want to be nice and tall and proud. As we say when we're speaking to the younger ones, we talk about that crown on your head. You want to dance or stand as if you are displaying a tiara on top of your head. If you're looking down all the time or you're hunched over, you're not properly displaying that crown, right? It's going to slide right off of your head, so you want to keep your head nice and tall by standing up tall. Also in ballet, sometimes we'll talk about the necklace, right? We have a gorgeous diamond necklace, and as you plie, right, you still want to keep those shoulders back. You want to show off your necklace. So that all is part of that posture, right? Shoulders back, head nice and tall. You really want to show off and look proud, right? If you're slopped over and your head's down and your shoulders are hunched, you don't look very proud. You look sad, right? You want to be up nice and tall, nice and proud, especially when you're dancing, because it makes your dancing look more effortless, and it's prettier, and that's just what we want. So when you're doing battements, oftentimes I'll fuss at you guys because you'll hunch over to make your leg get higher, but instead you want to keep your chest nice and tall and your leg just gets where it gets. That's why you should always stretch, right? So that leg can come all the way up, even with your chest remaining in the same position, right? So I'm going to show you guys some pictures of posture. I'm going to start with this one example. It's a picture. It has like a good example and then two bad examples, and then we're going to talk about it. Here are 3 examples of posture. To the left, we have the correct posture, and to the right, we have 2 examples of incorrect posture. We're going to break those 2 down and see what's wrong. In the first bad example, you can see that her hips are pushing forward. Instead of standing up nice and tall, she really is pushing her hips forward. In the second picture here, you can see that she's pushing her hips backwards and really arching her back. She's pushing her stomach forward and her hips back. This is not how we want to stand. Instead, here's an example of the correct posture. She has her hips directly under her shoulders, and she's standing nice and tall, really elongating her back. That's perfect. All right, so now that we've looked at an example of the good and bad posture, I'm going to show you guys some pictures of examples of good and bad posture, but I'm not going to tell you which one it is, and I want you to tell me whether it's good or bad. I'm going to give you maybe like 10 seconds. That might be too much, but I'm going to give you like 10 seconds for each picture, and you're going to have to deem whether it is good or whether it is bad posture. So again, remember, when looking at posture, your shoulders are back, your stomach, your back is tall, right? You're not hunched over, you're not arched, your hips are in line. Remember, sometimes in ballet we'll talk about our hips being square or even, right? The same kind of thing sort of in posture, right? If you're hunched over, your hips are naturally going to kind of push up towards the ceiling, or if you're arched, they're going to push down, right? You want your hips nice and square over your shoulders. So therefore you're standing nice and tall, like the example we just saw. So here's the test. Do you know what good posture looks like? Let's find out. Hopefully you got this one right. As you can see, it is bad posture because she has her shoulders forward and her hips forward as well. This is an example of bad posture as well. This time she really has her hips pushing forward instead of standing nice and tall. This one is an example of good posture. Hopefully you got this one right. She is standing nice and tall, exactly as you should. This is an example of bad posture. This time she has her back very arched instead of standing nice and tall. This is good posture. It is also our last example, but as you can see, she's standing nice and tall and her back is really elongated. Hopefully you got all of those right and you are the expert of standing tall and know exactly what it looks like. Because see, here's the thing, and this is with anything really, if you understand what you're looking for, then it's going to be easier for you to do that, right? If you know and you can look at somebody and say, oh, they have good posture, oh, they don't have good posture, oh, they need to, put their shoulders back more, oh, they're way too hunched over, then if you can recognize that on somebody else, then you can recognize it on yourself and you can be more aware and fix those issues. And now that goes with anything, right? In dance, sometimes I'll make you guys watch your friends and tell them what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. Not only does that help them understand what they're doing right and wrong and hear it from somebody else besides me, but it also lets me know that you understand what we're looking for, right? Because if you don't understand what you're looking for, then you can't fix it on yourself, right? So practice good posture even when you're walking, when you're sitting and watching TV, right? Practice that good posture. Get yourself in the habit of having good posture, because not only is it good for dance, but it's just good for your back, right? It's better on your back if you're standing up nice and tall. So practice your good posture. Make sure you understand what good posture is. Maybe you could even look up some more examples of it online if you're still confused. But see you next time. Bye, guys.